Right, King of America, showing leadership again. All right, so everyone's been hearing about the Ukraine war. Okay, I've been hearing about it forever now. No one knows how to stop it. Okay, how you stop Russia? They keep doing stuff. So it's not a difficult problem to solve if you use analogies. So you gotta think of it this way: why won't Putin give up his weapons? Okay, not give up his weapons, but why won't he stop the war? You gotta think of it this way: NATO is a grizzly bear loose in the neighborhood of Russia. All right, a grizzly bear loose in the neighborhood, and you got kids. So the way he's thinking about this is, you can say, hey, the grizzly bear is not gonna hurt you, but the grizzly bear will. Okay, you got kids. You're not gonna put down your weapons if you got a grizzly bear running around. Okay, that's crazy talk that the president's trying to do. All right, so how do you solve the problem? In what situation are you not afraid of grizzly bear in the neighborhood? When it's in a zoo, right? When it's in a zoo, locked away and secured, so you don't feel, you're not afraid in that situation. So what is the zoo? So what you have to do is negotiate the Russian operatives or whoever, okay, military people being able to inspect Ukrainian bases, okay, at will. Now, I'm not talking about a whole army of Russians or a whole brigade of Russians. No, I'm talking about like maybe one or two inspectors who can just come into the country at will and inspect army bases. Okay, so if you start moving in, you buy a whole bunch of tanks, they can go and inspect them and know what's going on over there. Another thing they need to do is to install Russian cameras on all Ukrainian bases. So that makes them more comfortable. Like you have a tower set up and it's overlooking the entire base. Okay? And they understand what's going on there. Okay, basically, they understand what's going on there. And they'll feel more comfortable because if you start building up an army, Russia knows about it and they can prepare for it. Okay? You cannot have a grizzly bear running loose. NATO is a grizzly bear to Russia. It'll never work unless you solve that problem. So put the grizzly bear in the zoo and they will feel comfortable. That's how you solve the Ukraine war.